Hi, my name is Surya. My roll number is CSC 23127 and my case study topic is visualizing popularity and quality in mobile gaming apps. Going to the first question, the first step in analyzing the app market is to understand which categories are the most popular, and my initial question was which game genres have the highest number of downloads and what is the market share of these top players compared to all others. How I created it. The bar chart. First, I created horizontal bar chart to see the raw numbers. I placed the game genre on the row shelf and sum of installs on the column shelf. Then I sorted it in descending order to create a clear ranking of every genre from most to least popular. Then I created the pie chart. Second, to understand market dominance, I built a pie chart. I created a set on the game genre field to automatically find the top 5 genres by total installs, grouping everything else into and others category. I automatically find the top 5 genres by top installs, and I place this set on the color shelf and sum of installs on the angle shelf to create the proportional sides. Finally, I created a new dashboard and dragged both the bar chart and the pie chart onto the canvas side by side for easy comparison. I also used a filter. For example, if you click the action slice, the bar chart on the right instantly highlights the corresponding action bar. This allows an audience to quickly connect a genre's market share percentage to its absolute download number and overall rank. Going to the second question, what are the most frequent words used in game titles and how can we visualize their relative importance? To answer this, I created a dashboard that shows the data in two different ways. Firstly, to get a precise ranking, I built a horizontal bar chart. I place the word dimension on the row shelf and a sum of frequency on the column shelf. I then applied a top 20 filter to the word field to focus only on the most significant words. Going to the word cloud, for a more visual and qualitative view, I created a word cloud. I changed the mark type to the text and dragged the word dimension to the text shelf. To make the most frequent words appear, I dragged sum of frequency to both size and color shelf. Finally, I brought both of these worksheets together onto a single dashboard, placing them side by side for a comprehensive view. How the dashboard works. To strengthen of this dashboard is that it presents both quantitative and qualitative insights simultaneously. Going to the third question. After analyzing the market share and keywords, I wanted to dive deeper into the core performance. My guiding question was, how do game genres compare in terms of both popularity and quality? To explore this, I built a dashboard that combines three distinct views. Firstly, the dual axis chart. To focus on the top performers, I placed genre on the column shelf. Then I put average installs on the row shelf as bars and average ratings on the rows. Secondly, to see the bigger picture, I created a line chart showing the average downloads for all genres. I placed genre on columns and average installs on the rows and sorted the genres by download count to show the steep drop of popularity after few leaders. Thirdly, to investigate the qualitative trend, I made a similar line chart for average across all genres. This view helps to check if rating follow the same download trend as downloads. Finally, brought all three worksheets together on a single dashboard, arranging them horizontally to create a complete analytical panel. This dashboard presents a clear narrative. The first chart provides a direct apples to apple comparison of installs and ratings for the biggest genres. Second chart reveals the long tail of the market showing how dominant the game genres are. Most importantly, the third chart shows the rating do not follow the same trend as downloads, proving that high popularity doesn't always mean high quality. Going to the fourth question, to get a direct numerical comparison of genre performance, which genres have the most downloads and how do their average ratings stack up side by side? I built this highlight table on a single worksheet to show these key metrics in a compact view. I placed the genre on the row shelf and used measure values to display the average installs and average ratings. By adding color based on the number of installs, the table instantly draws your eye to the most popular genres. The purpose is to provide a dense scannable view that combines precise numbers with a quick visual guide to popularity. Going to the fifth question, to understand what a typical game looks like in terms of popularity, what is the distribution of game downloads and what is the most common download range? For this, I created the dashboard two views of the same data. On the left is a log scale histogram, which groups games by power to give an accurate statistical distribution. On the right is a binned bar chart, which uses more intuitive human readable categories like 1 million to 10 million. And I built each on a separate worksheet, then combine them here to show the data from both a technical and a business friendly perspective. Going to the sixth question. To better define what makes a successful game, I wanted to answer two key questions. Does a game's price affect its quality, and which specific game categories are the most popular? So, again, I created the dashboard which combines the two separate analyses to answer those questions. On the left, a box plot provides a statistical comparison of the rating distribution for free versus paid. This allows us to see the median, quartiles, and outliers for each group. On the right side, a highlight table ranks the top 15 game categories by their average number of installs. The key insight is the dashboard reveals two important findings. The highlight table clearly identifies the most popular categories such as action and arcade. And more surprisingly, the box plot shows that there is almost no difference in the median rating between free and paid games. Going to the seventh question. To ensure the trends I was seeing were consistent, I wanted to directly compare the data from my two main sources. This led to the question, how does the overall distribution of user ratings from the Google Play Store differ from the Android dataset? So I created the two histograms side by side for a direct visual comparison. I created each chart on a separate worksheet by creating bins for the rating field and then plotting the count of games for each bin. The purpose is to visually compare the shape of the rating data. The key finding here is the remarkable consistency between two data sets. Both histograms are heavily skewed, showing that the vast majority of the games receive very high ratings. In both cases, the most common ratings fall between 4 to 5 stars. Going to the eighth question. After analyzing various groups and categories, I wanted to test a common assumption at the individual game level. To games with more installs necessarily have better user ratings. To answer this, I created a dashboard to visualize the correlation in both datasets. This dashboard plays two scatter plots side by side. For each chart, I put the game installs on the column shelf and its rating on the row shelf. And I then disaggregated the data to show a mark for every single game. The purpose of this is to see if pattern emerges from the raw data. To clarify the relationship, I use the analytics pane to add a trend line to each plot, which shows the mathematical correlation. The key insight from this dashboard is that there is no strong relationship between a game's popularity and its quality. Diving into the ninth question, to understand user ratings in more detail, I wanted to explore two specific aspects. Does a game's overall popularity affect its rating distribution, and what is the breakdown of 1 star to 5 star ratings in a different rank tiers? For this, I created a dashboard in two different perspectives. The chart on the left is a box plot which shows the statistical distribution including quartiles and outliers. And the chart on the right is a dot plot that breaks down the total volume of each rating. For example, 1 star, 2 star, etc. The purpose is to move beyond a simple average rating and see both overall quality spread and specific components that make up that rating. This dashboard provides a more nuanced view of user sentiment. The box plot on the left shows a game's popularity impact on its overall rating distribution. Finally, diving into the 10th question. For my analysis, does a game's popularity impact its average rating, and how strongly do negative reviews influence the final score? This concluding dashboard brings together two findings. The chart on the left is a bar chart that compares average rating for games across four different install groups from low to very high. On the right, a scatter plot with a trend line visualizes mathematical relationship between a game's percentage of 1 star and 2 star ratings. This dashboard provides a clear two-part conclusion. The bar chart shows that popularity has almost no effect on a game's average rating, and a scatter plot reveals a strong negative correlation between the percentage of low star ratings and final average score. Finally, I conclude my case study 3. Thank you.